Hello fellow pilots, I'm Major Payne and this is another episode of Dogfight, and it's going to be dedicated to Square Line and the importance of it. I think everyone knows what the Square Line is and when it starts, but for the record it's 5 minutes before the end of the battle. Our ability to come back to the battle after being shot down is gone. Now, do we actually realize how important is that time? I see over and over again top players forget about this and not pay attention. So to give you a scope, it's almost 42% of the battle is in a square line. And if you take a look on your average, count how many battles actually finish in a square line, it's gonna be more than 50%. Some are very quick battles in the game, of course, but the most of them always finish in a square line, and specifically with two equal teams, we always end up in a square. So there are two ways in a square to win the battle, even if we are on a back foot with points. So first we can kill all the enemy planes, and no matter what the advantage in points on enemy side is, we are going to win, but this is rare and quite often too difficult to achieve, not mention that you need to have a specific plane capable of going after anyone. Other way is to implement focus player tactic. If we have proper plane, we can go and hunt down the best player who capture all the points in enemy team, and after that we can keep capturing sectors and win by regaining advantage in points, or even put air domination on enemy. Either way, it's all based on square line, which not allow enemy planes to get back to the game. Let me show you a good example. Most recently I had a battle up against top players, and for most of the battle I was on a back foot with points, but then square line began and focus player tactic or headhunting starts in a full swing.
Ale tam jest kurwa chmura, hopie.
So as you see in a square line, I managed to take out the enemy player in a bomber, which was doing the most of the capture points in this game. And that was the biggest success. That's the headhunting successful, we can call it. And now we are getting upper hands, because this guy is gone. He's not capturing sector anymore. And then that's allowed my team to regain the initiative, regain those sectors. And I keep killing bots and other players, and that's make it easier for my team to capture, because there is no opponents here now. You see, there is only one guy left, and I have an idea where is he, but I'm not gonna go and headhunt him because it's too risky. I prefer to go and capture sector just in case to win this game. But so far we are, if nothing's changed, we are gonna win this one. But anyway, and he's going into the command center, and Hawker Hunter can take out the command center pretty quickly. If you have all bombs and rockets ready to go, then he can take it very quickly. But it's not enough time for him or for me to capture another sector, and it's a win. But it's a narrow win, as you see, very close game. That's the game I loved, very close match. But the secret advice here is not to spread out. Just imagine for a second that this Hawker Hunter and this EF-131 are flying together in a square line. How hard that will be for me to take out one of them. It's next to impossible to take out the bomber. Of course, they're gonna capture slower, but they don't need capture faster when they have such advantage. They just need to stay alive. They need to keep the bomber alive. And that's the main advice here. So in a square line, when you have advantage, then stay together, cover each other, and just wait until the game is finished and simple win. Because if you spread out, someone can pick you up and you can lose the winning game. And I also make mistakes in this battle. One of the biggest one is I didn't capture enough. I could capture more, and I focus a lot on players, and I defend the sector also, which is pointless if you're not successful, and if enemy capture sectors which you are trying to defend, that's basically a waste of time. But the main thing here is to focus on capturing sector before the square line, and in a square line you can go headhunting, and that could be useful, but not other way around. And this is another example here. I'm gonna fly in F2H Banshee in this, that's gonna be full battle, I'm gonna show you now. And it's up against tier 10 flight, very good players, and on the top of this disadvantage I have also a GA player who gonna quit this game in the beginning. So we straight away realize that we are in big trouble. That's gonna be very hard battle to win. So as you should, we focus on capturing sectors mainly, and then in a square line I will try to hunt down the at least bomber player and win the game, turn the table on this game. Okay, there's a little comment needed here. So basically first I'm gonna go for the airbase, sorry, and then theoretically I should go for another airbase across the middle, but it depends on situations. So bomber is doing of course much better on the command center than on airbase, that's why I'm here, and my wingman is going for command center. When it's neutral, it's actually not so difficult to capture, but when it's enemy airfield, then airbase, sorry, then it's that's a challenge then. So yeah, enemy have clearly advantage here. There's a bomber pilot coming. So I stop him here, but that's not that much of the advantage. He's gonna reborn on airbase on other side of the map, which is probably even closer to the command center than he was already here. So now another thing is that I'm trying to help my wingman with the heavy fighter, but there's also light fighter around. And that's the situation. If you attack the light fighter, surprise him, fine, but if you're not gonna take him out in one pass, that's it, that's game over already, unfortunately. But you can't not engage enemy all the time. It's worth to try sometimes. It wasn't this time, definitely. Okay, so now I'm gonna reborn on this airbase, and I'm gonna go to help my wingman with this command center here. There's two heavy fighters around him, so it's gonna be a problem. And there's light fighter, easy target, damage already. Okay. Flight formation is nearby also, so it would be a good idea to keep this flight formation alive. So I would have to take out the heavy fighters here around this bomber flight formation, and that's the enemy 262. So it's not a bad idea to take him out and keep the bombers alive. They help me to take over the command center. XF90 is actually the plane which I can counter, not in the head-on of course, but thanks to maneuverability we can give him a chase, and in this case he wasn't even on full HP, so that's even better. And again, this Me-262 causing trouble. Take out, I guess, 2 of the bombers from this flight formation. Difficult situation, but we get it. We got the command center. That's the main thing here. So this is a bot. We can take him out because it's on the way. He's going to the middle of the map anyway. So if he would go on his own into the command center, different direction, I would leave it and I would go for another sector basically. I do not engage bots if it's not absolutely necessary. Like in that kind of battle, of course, we are way behind the enemy. As you see, they have 408 points, we have 222 points, so it's not looking good. We have only one sector, so we're trying to cap as fast as possible, as much as we can, and square line will be a decisive moment here. I need one more plane or ground target. Yeah, there you go. And we have the garrison. So many players often just give up and quit the games because of that result. Like in this case now, the advantage on the enemy side is huge, but everything can change in a square line, and that's what I'm trying to do in this video. Give you that simple message: don't give up, always fight to the end, and square line is a key moment. You just need to hold on and wait until the square line. So in a square line everything can be changed. I'm going with my wingman the same direction, just to help him to take over the command center. Now I have tail also, and I killed this guy in a sector, but I've been killed outside of the sector. So that's gonna help the bomber, my wingman, to take over this command center. Now square line is coming. You see 30 seconds for the square line. It's easy to predict what's the bomber pilot of enemy team will do. He will go for the command center. That's the best sector for the bomber pilot. That's the bot, that's not him, and I locate the players. It's already coming. So I'm set up my course to intercept him. I see that there's a light fighter around also, so he's wingman. So I need to be very quick with taking out this bomber because there's a light fighter around him. So theoretically they play kind of good because they nearby each other, but not close enough basically. And without support this bomber is gone, and that's the wingman, but he been late, and that's the key moment in this battle. That's a key moment, like player focusing tactic in best example. I have the bomber pilot out of the game, he's not gonna come back, and just light fighter left. So what I'm gonna do here, I just try to defend this command center. Not a best aim of mine, unfortunately, but We're still holding to the sector, that's the main thing. The light fighter is heavily damaged and the enemy have only one sector. You see how everything's changed? They still have advantage, but with this one sector, they simply gaining like 3 influence points every 5 seconds, that's it. And that's going very slowly, and we have 4 sectors, so we catching up with them. And that's unfortunately very bad aiming of mine. But it's fight over my sector, and that's why the F-86 just been shot down. He can't just chase me in a straight line because he is very vulnerable in that moment. And that's it. So what left now? Or we're gonna capture this sector and put the air domination, or we're gonna kill 2 remaining planes. And as you see, also my wingman changed his plane for F-84B, which is multi-role, very maneuverable, very good plane. So you see, he changed his bomber into the multi-role fighter to help me out, to take out all the players, and he can capture sectors the same way as in a bomber, but he also can take out the players, which is, in this case, very useful. We are about to put the air domination, and the last plane is over the airfield. And that's it, that's the win. They can't recover from that. This is it, like, if you take out the human player, the guy who doing most of the capture points in a square line, that's a huge boost to your team. And that's how you can do it. And the biggest advice of this episode is just when you fly in a flight, just stay together. If you're winning so much, stay together, close to each other, support each other. That's the key to win. What for we have to risk? Like, we can separate it from each other, okay, but we can do more, but we risk also that we can be taken out by some heavy fighter, like in this case. And there's another funny example. You see this guy here giving out about the situation in a game, that he is down tier and so on, and ask for explanation. And not only him, there's a lot of serious people asking for this. Some of questions are funny, like this one. So the guy have like 240 capture points, 4 times been killed, and that's the answer. You can't win the game if you do so little. You are in a tier 9, okay, I understand, this is down tier, but you still can do a lot of capture points if you focus on that, you know, and then you can try to take out, like in this case, XF90 with your Me-262, which is more than capable of doing that. And you see, my bomber here have 615 capture points, enemy bomber have 705 capture points, so that's fine, that's perfect, very good job. So the difference is gonna be only in here. I have 640 capture points, my opponent have 240 capture points. That's the explanation. And that's simple as that, basically. You need to capture sector to survive until the square line, and then you can take out enemy bomber, and in this case, to take out Su-10 is a bad idea. I wouldn't try that because it's too much of an advantage over the heavy fighter. But he could try to take out my XF90 or even capture more capture points, basically. So they together could win this game if the Me-262 would capture sectors, basically. Okay, pilots, to sum up, in a square line, you only separate from each other if you're losing the game. If you are winning, you can stay together and you support each other, not to be easy target and not to risk losing the winning game. It sounds like obvious, but I see it over and over again. Everyone's doing the same mistake. Square line is a decisive moment in a game, in a battle, and it's 5 minutes of the battle. A lot can happen in that time. So keep that in mind. When the square line starts, then the real game starts. No more coming back to the game, and then winning dogfights is very important. Okay, guys, I hope you like it and found it useful. I hope I drag your attention to this topic, and thanks to this, you're gonna win a little bit more games. That's all I have for you today. And thank you very much for watching, guys. And if you like it, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and see you next one. Take care, guys.